trying to process all of this data. And so they had to switch on automated mechanisms because I think they're too big. As in, there's too much traffic.
Yeah.
There's too much traffic going through their website.
So they decided to require a standard input in order to give an automated output. And
yeah. And it's mostly PDF. PDF will work.
Yeah,
but
that's
when you're
yeah.
But sometimes when you're converting PDF, when you're converting PowerPoint to PDF,
Yep.
it still doesn't create the format that Lulu likes. So for instance, I had books that were the wrong way round. They were printing sheets that should have been, television shape.
Yeah.
They were printing them this way round, but then because they were narrow, they were making them look narrow and tall. And so it just messed all my notes up and everything. It was just for the few weeks whilst I figured it out, it was very stressful because of course the day I found out I couldn't load the notes was maybe only 3-4 weeks from the date of a course. And of course you've created an artificial deadline that you've got to sort it out now. And I mean, I did manage to sort it out, and I'm okay with them now. I know what to do and how to format it. But they can occasionally make a change to the website, a technical change that because I'm not a graphic designer, I don't have all the software, I don't have all the tools to my fingertips to just go, oh, I know what to do. I've just got to reformat this. I've just got to do this. So they can create problems for the amateur now and again.
Well, Lulu, if you're listening to this, we're going to probably tag you in the comments. And if you do watch this, it sounds like a fantastic Lean Six Sigma case study that self and Paul could do a deep dive into as how you became more lean and you started to standardize, and then the voice of the customer wasn't met correctly, and you started getting quality problems, and you were focusing on delivery but not quality. Lots of things to dig into there, Paul. But obviously, I think it sounds like they're trying to do the right thing. Seems like they have added a service which wasn't there before, which is good for some people. It's going to work for some people, and we're all about that. Being able to give the flexibility to different markets, because before we just had the big publishing houses, as you say, and you had to go with them and produce large batches. So yeah, we think Lulu and we wish them the best. Yeah
Absolutely. I mean, just to add another story to the mix. A couple of times when they've upgraded their website and made a mistake, like you said, they went for speed, but they didn't go for quality. I got so frustrated with them and the fact that I couldn't make something work that I decided to look for somebody else. I decided to look for alternatives. And I can't find anybody that does what Lulu does, even today. So 20 years they've been, probably 20 years, maybe a little bit longer, they've been doing this. And if I go and look for anybody else, and I know anybody else could have the technology. I pretty much know what they're doing, I think. They're using a Xerox Docutech printer. So what a Docutech is a huge photocopier, as we would recognize it. But in the photocopier are all the finishing machines. So this book it's got a glued spine. So obviously something's got to finish that and put the cover on. Now the Docutech has got the finishing equipment built in and then obviously this one is spiral bound. So you've got to finish it using that. Now, I know my books come from the UK. Somebody in the UK prints these for me I'm pretty sure it's a Docutech machine. When I first bought them, I was saying £7. This one, I was getting it for £7. £7 delivered from America. It was delivered from the USA.
Yeah. Transport waste. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, transport waste like you wouldn't believe. But then again, like I was saying, see, they got really big.
Yeah.
And it was probably costing them money as well to deliver from the US for that price.
Good.
And they they first of all changed the delivery price.
Yeah.
So my notes went from 7 quid to 20 quid
Yeah.
because the delivery cost went crazy. And then what they did when I think when everybody complained, they went and found local printers local to the customers.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
so now if I look at the address on the box when I get deliveries, it's a UK printer.
Interesting.
So they have a UK printing house that will
Good.
take the file and they print it exactly the same as Lulu used to.
Yeah.
So they must
It's
be using
lean.
standardized equipment.
Yeah. It's lean. It's more sustainable, less transport waste,
Yeah,
etc. Yeah. Good.
yeah, very good.
So somebody in the comments might have already made a comment because the world is changing quickly, and Amazon, I believe, will now offer a service similar to Lulu. Have you heard about that or had any experience with that? So Amazon will allow you to do self-publishing through Amazon.
Yeah, so back to what I was saying about getting frustrated a couple of
Yeah,
times, go looking for alternatives. I've had colleagues, friends
yeah,
saying, "Oh, I publish, but I use I can't remember what the Amazon system's called, but I publish and I use Amazon."
yeah, yeah,
And that I went looking at it,
yeah.
but it didn't give me all the features I wanted
No,
that I
no.
currently have from Lulu. So yeah, I have looked at Amazon, but I can't remember the features that weren't there. There was something that I did
Mhm.
that I was getting from Lulu, and I just went, I've got to have this feature and this feature and this feature. And when I looked at alternatives, if there were three things that I must have with my publishing, I could only get two out of three of them with other people,
Yeah, yeah.
because as you say, the world's changing and everybody, especially online, everybody's changing their offering
Yep.
every year. So it's possible now that Amazon might be a good place to look at.
So, before we finish your experiences in your section, I believe you also published a book on DOE, design of experiments.
Yeah, that's right. I've got that here. So design of experiments for 21st century engineers.
Yeah,
Um,
and
so, if people just want the DOE section, I mean, there's DOE in my black belt book and my green belt book. Quite a lot of what's in here is in the books. But if
yeah,
people just want the DOE piece, then there's the text. Of course, in some of the books, there's some video links. Obviously, I've got my YouTube channel, and quite a lot of what I say in the book, I say on the videos. So, there's the possibility of seeing the same exercise experiment in the book on my YouTube channel as well.
yeah.
So, and I am building more and more video links into my books these days. I think the Black Belt Handbook probably has got more in because it's my latest book. That's probably got more video links in it than any other of the other books, because when I wrote the other books, the videos didn't exist. So, but I'm doing that more and more as well.
Thank you, thank you. So, I'd like to move on now to contrast and compare Paul's experiences with my experiences with publishing and being an author. As I say, I took some inspiration from Paul, and I've been very interested in the intersection between blockchain technology and lean thinking and systems thinking for a number of years. And there's been so much said about blockchain in the realm of cryptocurrencies, DeFi, speculation in the markets on different tokens and coins. There's been a lot. If you Google anything about blockchain, you're more than likely going to find out about cryptocurrencies and different blockchains and what their market value is. This is what people are talking about. But what I wanted to talk about was blockchain as a technology, as a platform, as an enabler for lean transactional systems. So I'd been talking for a few years with various people, but in particular one friend of mine, colleague of mine called Machiel Tessa, based in the Netherlands. He'd been actually thinking about this for longer than I'd been thinking about it. And he's got a website. He had a website called Blockchain voor Lean. So it's Dutch .nl. So blockchain for lean.nl for the Netherlands. And he'd been making different models and ideas, putting them together into different frameworks for blockchain for lean. So all credit to Machiel for getting a real head start on that. But I came to it a little later, but from a different point of view. And then we happened to meet up through networking, through community. I've been to conferences, blockchain conferences in the Netherlands. There's a huge blockchain community in the Netherlands, by the way. And we decided we were going to put our thoughts together and put a book together. He was for it. So when we first set out, we had Machiel had some excellent diagrams already. He'd already done some graphics. I'd already written some work on it. And we put our heads together and we put the content together. We decided on the chapters. We decided on what that would be the best graphics and what was the main theme of the book. What's the main theme of the book? The main theme of the book is that it's not just about the blockchain technology, which is innovative and revolutionary, but it's about the application of that technology to transactional value streams. And if we redesign our value streams and rethink our value streams with the use of this technology, you can actually get massive gains and massive efficiencies. So this was the theme of the book. And what I want to talk about is our journey to get it published. We first of all did consider Lulu, and that was because of Paul. And we looked into that and we looked at the way they would publish. And I actually did have a Lulu account and we sent them a manuscript. As Paul said, they don't do enough of the editing work, the formatting work. They don't give you any help with that. So it came back pretty much as we sent it. Did I actually get a copy published? I might have got one not published, printed. I think we did get a copy back and we printed it at a local printer. So we didn't ask them to send it to us, but we just got the PDF version. Just to have a look at it. Yes, the formatting wasn't there.